Hi everybody, it's Smeep here coming at you one more time from the Game Throne, and today I'm going to bring you 9 things that you're doing wrong that would make your life easier in Dark Souls. First of all, I just want to say this video is dedicated to my brother, who I won't be going into full details, but he's unwell at the moment, so get better soon, man. We miss you. If there's anything in this video that you didn't know, do all the things that YouTube has asked you to do, like comment, share and sub. Dark Souls is a game that seems to attract new players all the time, so I've designed this for the complete beginner. However, the tips herein may help at all levels. The tips have been designed to work with any class, as I know how annoying it is when you find your solution to your problem in a tutorial video, but it depends on you having had leveled your character in a certain way. If you have any questions, I'm pretty active in the comments, so ask away. The same goes for suggestions. The entire content in this video took around 2 hours to record, including mistakes, so this really is early game stuff. I've also not included any glitches or hacks. I've tried to keep all tips in line with the game and the lore so that you can still enjoy the game without feeling like you're cheating. This isn't a solid rule, but I've done my best. And finally, I've avoided as many spoilers as I can, but there will be a few that are unavoidable unless I don't include the tip. Tip number 1, the Master Key. When you create your character, choose the Master Key as your starting gift. Unless you're the Thief, as that class gets the Master Key by default. The Master Key will open up much more of the game from an earlier point in time. Some of the tips in this video do depend on you having the Master Key. Whilst it is possible to buy the Master Key at a later time, getting it now for free will make life a lot easier from much earlier. If you do choose the Thief, I recommend Black Firebombs as your starting gift. Tip number 2. Early Estus Flask upgrades. Spend any souls you have, then from Firelink Shrine head down the stairs behind the bonfire. On your right is a further, slightly more concealed set of stairs. Head down these and then down the elevator. Send the elevator back up, nice bonus tip there. Follow the path I'm showing you, left from the elevator exit, until you come to a wooden bridge. This is a suicide run, so don't worry if you die. At the end of the bridge, turn 45 degrees to the right. Then, as you pass this stone pillar, do a U-turn along this hidden path beneath the water. Collect the upgrades and submit to ghostly death. Second is a bit later in the game, in the Undead Parish. From the bonfire near Andre the Blacksmith, head upstairs, straight ahead, and defeat the knights inside, being careful of nearby aggro. You don't need to defeat him, you can just run and grab the item. Head back to Firelink through the nearby elevators, opposite the entrance from Andre, and down to the Firekeeper underneath Firelink Bonfire. Boom, level 2 Estus Flask right near the start of the game. Tip number 3, getting the Grass Crest Shield. This shield is probably the best shield in the game. It doesn't have perfect defense, but its stats are high enough and its bonus is good enough that it makes it worth it. From the start, follow the route, yep, you know the one, behind Firelink down the stairs. At the bottom, turn right and right again. You'll find a gate that is locked. Use the Master Key to follow this route. Don't be tempted to grab the items along the way just yet. Watch out for the drakes towards the end. Bait the first one's attack and run past him on the cliff side. Yes, the cliff side. And the second one, turn right just ahead of him and you'll find this lift. Head up this lift and follow the cave ahead. Sister! You have a choice. If you don't have a lot of souls, ignore this bonfire as a suicide run makes it easier. If you sit at the bonfire, you'll have to run back or further in, that bit's up to you. As you exit the cave, turn right and you'll see an item and a black knight guarding it. Dash past them and grab the item. This shield regenerates your stamina, even if it's on your back. Next, it's up to you. Fight the knight, suicide and go back to Firelink or venture forth, but this shield will make your game a lot easier. Tip number 4, killing Pinwheel early. Defeating Pinwheel at a low level is not an easy task. You've got 2 options. I've done it the harder way to show that it can be done. You're supposed to come to this boss a bit later when he'll be easy, laughably easy, but we're trying to make the rest of the game easier. I also find this fight more enjoyable at this point in the game as it's more of a challenge. I've purposefully done this with only starting items which haven't been upgraded or items that can be found along the way just to show that it can be done with little to no leveling up. If you have leveled up or you've upgraded items, that would just make this easier. From Firelink, position the nearby NPC so that he's on your left. Head up the stairs and then down the stairs on the left towards the graveyard. The enemies here may be tough if you've come right from the start, and they are only going to get tougher, so run past them. Follow the directions on screen until you have to drop off a ledge and go through a tunnel. Turn left just after the tunnel and immediately kill the necromancer at the back. He won't respawn. Watch out for his skeleton friends sneaking into the room behind you. Pull the big switch on the wall and make a choice. Sit at this bonfire for easy retries, or be brave and try to do this in one run from Firelink. If you're practicing, I'd say sit at the bonfire. However, you may have noticed that if you sit at Firelink bonfire, you get 10 Estus, not 5, which may be useful here. Follow the path I've shown and don't stress if you get hit, killed, pushed off edges, blown up. You can try as many times as you need to. We're going to roll off 2 ledges, skipping out most of this area, and do our best to make it to the bottom. Follow my lead and take your time. These wheel skeletons at the bottom are very nasty. Wait for your moment and take a running jump straight up the path inside the cave, and at the end you'll come to a fog gate. Heal if you need to. Pinwheel at a low level is not an easy task. You've got 2 options. I've done it the harder way to show that it can be done. Pinwheel is slow and easily dodged, but at this level you might not have a lot of health. He can also duplicate himself. Focus on the real one, and even if he vanishes you can score an extra hit if you're quick. He'll respawn a few seconds later. Look out for the purple haze. Keep his clones on camera so you can see if they're attacking. When one of them shoots, they all tend to shoot. There's nothing to stop you hitting the clones. They'll even vanish in one hit. But the more energy and Estus you expend dispatching them, the longer the fight will go on for. The easier way is to come down here as a human, if you've got any humanity to spare, and summon the NPC on the ledge that we dropped off the edge onto. Look up Summoning Paladin Leroy. It'll make it easier, but it depends on you not dying all the way down, and you probably don't have humanity to spare at this stage in the game. When you manage to kill Pinwheel, you'll get a boatload of souls, a homeward bone which you can use to teleport back to the top, and more importantly, the Rite of Kindling, which allows you to burn humanity in a bonfire to increase the amount of Estus flasks that particular bonfire gives you when you rest at it. This can help when you're up against tough bosses, especially if you're trying to solo them. Tip number 5, getting past the Hellkite Dragon. As you venture further into the first part of Dark Souls, you'll arrive at a long bridge. No doubt if you're watching this video, you've already fallen prey to the Hellkite Dragon. This game wants you to sneak away under the bridge, but that direction is littered with awkward edges and rats that can cause poison buildup. It's easier to come up from the Undead Berg bonfire and wait in this little spot here. Bait the flame attack if you need to. If you have a bow, you can shoot at him to speed this up. However, if not, don't fret, just wait. Eventually, he'll come down to hunt you. As soon as he moves, run. Keep to the right and you'll have enough time to make it to the bonfire ahead. As a bonus tip, as you fight forward in this area, you'll come to a bridge with some archers on it, and you'll see a large portcullis before you. If you're quick, you can make it under the gate and punish this little bugger who locks it down on you. You can then reopen it from the other side. Tip number 6, Hollow Hallway. This part of the game is very frustrating when you're a beginner. You're suddenly faced with an army of hollows all at once, and not only that, they're all being buffed by a nearby enemy known as a channeler. Fortunately for you, I have a few tips. By far the easiest way to take care of these guys is firebombs. There's a merchant not too far back known as Undead Merchant. He sells firebombs for 50 souls. Look up Undead Merchant on YouTube or Google. Buy as many as you can afford. They'll come in useful later anyway, and it's better than losing your souls. Stand in the corridor here and spam firebombs as they come scuttling through, leaving just you and that annoying channeler so you can settle the score. Later, when you're running back through this hall, the channeler won't be there. You can also try using alluring skulls, if you have any, which will prevent them from surrounding you, but it's not as effective or easy. Alluring skulls attract hollows and other narrow-minded creatures towards them for a short period of time. Tip number 7. Attack Gargoyles from Firelink Shrine. This is the point in the game where most people seem to give up. You're face to face with two gargoyles simultaneously, and you've probably grown dependent on the lock-on system, which just doesn't work well against two foes. First things first, if you fight gargoyles from Andre the Blacksmith's side, the bonfire there only gives you 5 Estus unless you've kindled it using the rite of kindling mentioned earlier. Instead, fight from Firelink Shrine using the elevator shortcut. Firelink Bonfire gives you 10 Estus by default and isn't that much further away. Tip number 8, summon both Lautrec and Solaire for the gargoyles fight. If you're really stuck on gargoyles and you're okay with not soloing it, you can make light work of them by getting 2 NPC summons at the same time. Just after the hollow hallway where the channeler was, head around the corner and up the stairs behind these breakable wooden planks. Free Lautrec using the master key, or the mystery key if you found it. Speak to him until he has nothing new to say. Once Lautrec has run out of things to say, head down to Firelink Shrine. If he's not there, simply quit the game and reload. He should be sat opposite the Firekeeper. Speak to him there again until he has nothing left to say. Also, ensure you've spoken to Solaire. He's on the opposite end of the Hellkite Bridge, staring into the glorious sunshine. Then turn human. There's a humanity very near to Lautrec's cell if you need it. Once you pass the hollow hallway, after the first ladder, stop, turn around and summon Lautrec using his summon sign on the ledge. This will only appear if you are human. Continue up the ladders and summon in Solaire as well. If Solaire's summon sign isn't there, just wait for a second, as whilst Lautrec is being summoned in, all other summon signs are temporarily disabled. This will make the fight considerably easier. Just watch your health and let them do the work. Tip number 9, lower Undead Berg dogs. This is another section of the game that is particularly annoying, whether you're a new player or an existing player, especially because you have to traverse it just to even get one attempt at the boss at the other end. These dogs are vicious, poisonous, and after that, assuming you kill them all, you get ambushed by 6 assassins and even more dogs. Luckily, you can let them kill themselves by either using alluring skulls or a bit of tactful positioning near this fire, and it makes this area so much easier. Bonus tip number 10, pay attention to the world around you. This is the single biggest tip I have for Dark Souls, as far as PvE goes anyway. Everything that's happening is preparing you for an upcoming challenge. Everything from the way the enemies move, the items on the floor, the descriptions in the items and the scenery itself. Some good examples are the scorched bricks on the Hellkite Bridge, or the fact you find alluring skulls just above a huge bonfire with a very tough armoured enemy right next to it. If you've gotten this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. If you've liked, commented, shared or subbed, thank you. And if you're already a sub, thank you too. If you have anything you'd like to see on this channel, just let me know and I'll catch you next time.